Hi guys, and welcome to the second video, which includes integration with partial fractions. And in this case, differently from the previous period, we have a slightly more complex integration. We're given that we're given 8x squared minus 19x plus 1 over 2x plus 1 times x minus 2 squared dx, and then we're meant to integrate this by using partial fractions. So the first step that we do is we set this equal to terms of a, b, and c. So we have 8x squared minus 19x plus 1 over 2x plus 1 x minus 2 squared, and then we have to give it in terms of a over 2x plus 1, and then we have b, and this is going to be x minus 2 squared, and then we have c, it's just going to be x minus 2. So if you watch this, the previous video, so the second procedure that we do is we multiply both sides by 2x plus 1 and x minus 2 squared. So in this case, we would have 2x plus 1 x minus 2 squared, and we open a bracket. Sorry, 8x squared minus 19x plus 1 over 2x plus 1 x minus 2 squared. And then that's the left side done. So we do the same thing on the right side, and then we would have 2x plus 1 x minus 2 squared, and then this will multiply all three times. You know, it would multiply them separately as well, but this is just to save space. Plus b over x minus 2 squared, then plus c x minus 2. So the first step that we do is we can see what we can simplify from the question, and then obviously in this case this will be simplified. So we have only 8x squared minus 19x plus 1 on the left side, and now we check what we can do for the right side. So we can see that for term a, we have 2x plus 1 on the denominator, and then this would only be left with a x minus 2 squared, because the other one simplifies. And then now we look at term b, so b would be plus b, just 2x plus 1, so the other one simplifies. And then for the last one, we have plus c, 2x plus 1, and x minus 2. Alright, so the fourth step that we need to do is we need to set x equals to 2. So let x be equals to 2, and then we substitute in both sides. So we would have 8, 2 squared minus 19 times 2 plus 1 equals to a. We can see that in this case a becomes 0, and also c will become 0, and then the only goal would be to find what b is. So we have 2 minus 2 squared, and this will become 0, and we have b 2 times 2 plus 1, and then c is going to be 2 times 2 plus 1, and then 2 minus 2. So 2 squared is 4. 4 times 8 is 32. And we have 19 times 2 is just 38. So we have 38 plus 1. And then we know that a is going to be 0, and b is going to be 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1, just plus 5b, and then plus 0c, or just 0. Alright, so now we would be left with, we would have 32 plus 1 is 33, minus 38 equals to 5b, and then we have 33 minus 38 is minus 5 equals to 5b. b is going to be equals to minus 1. That's the first term that we found. So in the second one, we would find we'd let x equals to minus a half. Reason being, you see, when we have term b, we have 2x plus 1. So if we say 2x plus 1 equals to 0, 2x is going to be equals to minus 1, and x is going to be equals to minus a half. That's how we find why x is equals to minus a half. And then we follow the same procedure, so we just substitute it back into the equation. We substitute back in here. And then we would have, so 8 times minus a half squared minus 19 times minus a half plus 1, and then we substitute on the other side as well. However, to make it shorter, we can see that if we was to substitute in b, it will become 0, because we would have 2 times minus a half, that's going to become minus 1, plus 1 becomes 0. And then the same step for c as well, because we would have 2 times minus a half plus 1, that becomes 0, and doesn't matter what the other times is, because if you have 0 times something, it will become 0. So we only be left with a in this case. And then, so when we go back to a, we have a minus a half minus 2 squared, and then we work out the other side as well. So the left side is going to be equals to 25 over 2. The right side is going to be equal to 25 over 4. In this case, what we can do, we can do cross multiplying kind of thing. And then we would have 4 times 25 is 100 equals to 50a. And then a is just going to be equals to 2. For the third one, what we need to do is we need to look at, we need to set x equals to 0. So this is the sixth step. So we say let x equals to 0. And then we would go back and have a look. So we would have 1 equals to 4a plus b minus 2c. Reason being, if we go back to the original equation, which is this one, if x is 0, 8 times 0 squared is 0, minus 19 times 0, so we'll only be left with 1 on the left side. And if we go back to the other side, to the right side, we have 0 minus 2 squared. So 2 squared minus 2 squared is 4, hence why we have 4a. And then if we look at b, we'll have 1 times b, which is b here. And then we do the same thing for c, and we get minus 2. So that's the equation done. Or we can just, in order to make it easier for you, or in case your teacher asks to explain it, you can say the reason why a is 4, you say is x minus 2 squared, which is the coefficient in front of a. And then considering x is 0, you're going to have 0 minus 2 squared, and then this can be minus 2 squared, and it's going to be equals to 4. So 4a. Then you do the same thing for b and c, and hence how you get